Hi, today I'm going to show you how to make gluten-free bread. We have 450 grams of gluten-free flour, 6 tablespoons of oil, sunflower oil's good, 2 eggs, half a teaspoon of salt, 2 teaspoons of sugar, 2 teaspoons or a packet of yeast, a teaspoon of vinegar, and 325 ml of warm milk. First of all, we take our flour, sugar, salt, put it in together. Take your yeast and don't put it directly on top of the salt because you'll kill the yeast, and stir it all together. In another bowl, take your eggs, milk and vinegar. 1 teaspoon of vinegar. Take a whisk, whisk this together, and pour directly into the flour and yeast mixture. Start to combine, and it goes into quite a sticky mess. Once all the flour is combined with the wet mixture, you then add your oil, little at a time. So it'd be better moving on to the spatula. You want to combine that all together so you can't see the oil sitting on top of it. Just add a little bit at a time. Quite a stiff mixture, but you don't have to knead this mixture like you would when making a wheat dough. So it's quite easy to make. As you add the oil, it's more pliable. As you can see, that's all the oil added. It's quite a soft mix, not quite drop in consistency, but it's softer than you would think it would be. Here we have a 2-pound loaf tin that's been greased and lined. I like to go for the heavier kind of pan, last longer, and I think they give a better heat distribution throughout your baking. So take your mixture that you've mixed and put it into the tin. Square it off as much as you can. And cover with some greaseproof paper or cling film that you've oiled so it doesn't stick. Leave it for about an hour and a half and it should have risen like a normal dough would, and then you bake it for 35 to 40 minutes at 200 degrees centigrade. Now we need to grease some cling film, so some oil on it, and just make sure it's well greased. Then you take your dough mix and place the greased cling film over the top, which stops a skin from forming on the dough and enables it to rise. Don't put it too tightly or it will stop it rising as well. Just lay it on top. And you leave that for an hour and a half until it's risen double the size. After about an hour and a half, you can see that the dough has changed. It's got little air bubbles in it. It's grown again and it's ready for putting in the oven. And you put it in at 200 degrees centigrade and put it in the middle shelf of the oven. Put it for 35 to 45 minutes, depending on how golden you like it to be. Right, after 35 minutes, you then take your loaf out the oven. As you can see it's browned. It's a little bit different than a loaf made with whole flour, but apparently it tastes a lot better than shop bought ones. So using the greased filler, I've pulled it out and then just take off the greaseproof, and there you go, a lovely little gluten-free loaf